Syfy siblings.
I can't even get in. How do you get in?
Yeah.
And we're live. Hey, everyone.
Hello,
Hi,
friends.
everybody.
Hello.
And
What's
Syfy
going
siblings.
on?
I love that
Everybody's
term,
here.
Bruce.
Love
I can't see
Syfy
it.
siblings.
Can I see it?
That's so good. I
Oh, there
love
it is.
that.
There it is.
Oh,
Right?
someone
It's
do
super
the
cool.
thing. Yes.
It's all inclusive.
What's up, family?
How are
I
you?
just realized I
Hey,
got
y'all.
axolotl hair going on here.
Oh,
Yes,
nice.
all of you.
Oh,
Sure
hey,
do.
I wanted to show you. I want to say this.
Nice,
I don't know
nice.
if you can. Oh, I got all
No,
this
we
big
can't
there.
stand
I
up.
can't stand up.
Yeah, because your name
You
is
know, I
up
got
on
a.
top
You know,
of
I just got a new hip, so it might not come out. I might not
it.
stand
Okay,
up.
but
Oh
just
no.
Yes.
Oh,
Want to represent. So
Hey,
most
yeah.
this short
I
ass
am
month to be over before you know it.
wearing my Adinkra symbols today.
I love it. Love it.
Mhm.
Yes.
Love it.
Okay, I got my
I didn't wear anything special for today. I'm just
I see.
my
He's
normal-
That's gay.
That's
Right?
true.
Nothing out of the ordinary at all.
Just gay to the gay.
Right. I'm just kidding.
That's all I got. So you really
Hashtag
gotta
just gay.
drive it home.
Love it.
Why
Why are we here?
Why are we here? Why are we here? Oh, it's the LLAPY Awards.
Yeah,
It's the same reason we're here every year. Yay!
It all started about 13.5 billion years ago.
It
There
sure
was a
did.
big explosion.
Let's talk about exactly how long. All the way up. It's been another year. Yeah, it's the LLAPY's pre-show show. I got
Right.
confused when they told me what it was, and so that's what the name came out. It's the pre-show show.
The pre-social show.
Yeah. So we do silly stuff. We're gonna go through all of the nominations for the awards one by one. Talk about them. See what we might think. See what you guys might think. Tell us in the chat. I always love hearing what people are thinking about the answers that come up. Be nice to everyone.
We never get them right, you know.
We
that,
never
right?
get them right. No, yeah.
No.
So, oh wow, really? 2 hours.
We don't know. I'm getting clarification. Melissa, if you're watching, we need a clarification.
We need clarification because I wasn't planning on 2 hours.
Oh God. So
We're
this is how
professionals,
this goes.
friends.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the confirmation has come through. We have 2 hours.
Let's
Okay.
go.
Look at my
It's
cup.
gonna be,
Okay,
everybody's in for the ride. It's just
All right.
I
Hunker
cannot
down,
imagine this being a difficult task for Lambda Quadrant and the Syfy sisters to talk for 2 hours.
I don't know how.
Did
I don't
anyone
know
else
how.
bring theirs?
Wrist nipple.
Wrist nipple.
Oh my God, I
God.
cannot find them
I
anywhere.
don't know where mine is.
It's a shame. It's a
I
shame.
saw them the other day, and I'm like,
Shame.
"Oh, wrist nipple."
Mhm.
Yvette, you sounded so sad about that fact.
I really am.
How funny
I
would
love-
it have been if we all just were like, wrist nipple.
That's what I
So
wanted.
sorry, new people.
But it's
So
okay.
sorry, new
It's
people.
okay.
I make
just
no
let you know.
apologies for my friends and I. No
No,
apologies.
oh no. I just apologize that they don't know the reference. That's
Right.
all.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
Right.
okay.
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah.
Right,
But that's
right.
kind of
No,
what
no,
makes
no.
it more funny.
Correct.
Yeah.
Please check out
We're gonna
previous
be
years.
47 minutes next year. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that works.
Wow.
That makes sense.
I don't know. So the tagline for this year is the pre-show show. It doesn't make sense. That's the tagline for the show this year.
That's it.
No, but we're gonna have a great time talking about the awards and all of the great. So I'm gonna fess up immediately and say I haven't seen 100% of all the things this year, but I have seen a lot of them. So
Unfortunately, I have seen 100% of all the things this year.
unfortunately,
You
yeah.
said unfortunately. You better stop.
I don't know if I've seen 100% of both things until we've gotten through all the things, and I go, I've seen all the things.
You've seen all the
Right?
things, yeah.
I've seen
Well,
that.
because I was going through when I was going through putting the slides together, I was like, oh nope, didn't see that one. Whoops. Yeah. But I have seen the majority of them, and I'm happy and sad about a lot of this because like stuff ended, and and there's a like slide about like things, and like we have to have a whole slide about stuff that ended this year.
Oh.
but there was so
Ooh.
much to love and so much good stuff that came out. So,
Mhm.
do you guys have anything that you're working on that you would like to just talk about right quick, just to let people know what you're up
The
to?
Syfy Sisters?
Yeah, the Syfy Sisters.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Yeah, you got here's 2 hours right here.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll just sit back.
I mean, we have this week. Yeah, this week. I had to remember where we are.
Trust me.
Tuesday is the live show. We're gonna have Brian Volkweis on, or Volkweis. I don't know if I say. I always know if I say it wrong or
Brian
not.
Volkweis. Yeah, you got it.
Weiss.
Yeah, right.
He
You said it right the first time.
okay. So he is coming on. You know, him and the Cell Company are getting together to do Star Trek toys, and he's a huge Star Trek fan. Hence the name the Cell Company. He's become a very good friend of ours, and he's always willing to come on the show and tell everybody what's going on. So he'll be on Tuesday. Wednesday, you know, we have a Syfy Sisters Inc. now, a YouTube channel.
Yes.
So-
Yes.
So Sabrina's new show, Sin Sin Goes Syfy is on Wednesday, and Laurie Ulster from Trek Movie is going to be on.
Oh, Lori. Yes. Yeah.
What are you guys doing again? Time After Time, right?
Time After Time.
Is the movie this
Jack
week?
the Ripper meets H.G. Wells. Let's talk about it.
Love it.
All right.
And Ronnie Rose Jr. is going to be on the podcast this Friday. So that's this week on Syfy Sisters Inc.
Wow, that's just this week. That's awesome.
Just this week, and then we'll go to the cruise. So hopefully we'll see everybody on the
Oh,
cruise.
that's right. Yes. And I won't see
so
y'all there
sad,
this year. We
so
won't be
sad we
there.
won't see you guys
I
this
know,
year.
I know.
It's not gonna feel the
It
same.
wasn't. I know.
None
No,
of you
trust
are
me. No, I
going?
know.
It's not
None
going
of
to be
you
the
are going
same.
on a cruise?
Like for all of it, like we all had something, and it just wasn't
Yeah.
the year. You know,
Yeah.
like it was
Yeah.
for all of us. It was
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
else. But like, I'm going to Japan. So
Wow.
for my
Which is
birthday,
awesome.
So, which is awesome. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I had that, and I was like, oh, it's just and like literally at the same time on my birthday. So, but we will be back.
Yeah, we're gonna miss you on your birthday
We will
too.
be
Wow.
back. I know.
Yeah.
Well,
Always been such a-
happy early birthday to you, Randy.
Well, oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Let's hope that I don't meet up with any lizards or.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
No,
Nope,
Well,
no.
if you do, please get an autograph for Sabrina and Kalia Zawaki. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Speaking of, Sabrina, have you checked your mail?
Huh?
Sabrina, I sent your Godzilla calendar to you.
It's right up there.
Oh, is it?
Oh,
Okay, there it is.
Love
Okay.
it.
Yes, Godzilla is in the house.
Oh my God, she was,
Right.
I love
she was
Godzilla.
ready
Comic
for
relief.
your
She was
question.
so ready.
She was
so
ready. She's like, oh, you mean the one right here? Are you not even looking? Because
I can't make a. Okay. See, what had
Oh my
happened
God.
was.
Amazing.
Sabrina's like, oh, I'm sorry. I
so
thought you
happy
meant
when that came.
Gojira.
Yeah,
Oh
if
my
you do
God.
love Godzilla as much as Sabrina, she actually last season she did a show with Kalia Zawaki with
wow.
about the first Godzilla movie, which I absolutely adore because of them. We were recording it, and I was actually watching it as they were recording the show. I was like, "Oh, let me find out more about this,
Right,
movie."
right,
It was
right.
so good. So
Yeah,
good,
yeah. Oh, that's awesome. I'll have to go see it. I'm staying in Shinjuku. I'll go see the big one that's
you
nearby
can
there.
go.
I'll take a picture for you.
Yes. So, what are you guys up to
So
since
cool.
you asked us?
Nothing lately. We
We're
are getting ready
No.
for Vegas, though.
Yes.
Vegas is going to be. I
Yes,
think it's going to
big,
be big for us this year. We
Okay.
got a booth. We didn't get a table. We
Yay,
got a
good.
booth.
Good for you.
So I'm excited to
yay.
set up the thing. Like
Awesome.
we're gonna do a whole like experience. We want to do a thing.
Oh, I love it.
I don't want to talk about more than that because we're still working on stuff.
Mhm.
But it will
Right.
it'll be amazing and fun and great.
I
And
believe nowadays they call them activations.
Correct.
He's doing an activation.
what is
They
that?
call experiences
yeah.
activations
When the
now.
first time,
Wait,
the
what?
first time
Me
I
and-
heard somebody
me and Randy
use
are
that
like,
term,
what?
I was like, I know they came to us
Activation.
and they're like, yes, we're planning several activations with you. And my
I'm
mom and I
thinking-
looked at each other.
I'm
We're like,
thinking
excuse me,
Jerry
what?
curls, kid.
Oh,
Right. I was like,
am I getting internet installed?
right, like what is my account activation?
That makes me feel like they're like, by the way, you're all sleeper agents and we're activating.
Right, yeah.
Right.
Like, now you're going to
Execute Order
advertise for us
47.
for the rest of
Now
your
I
life.
understand.
Hey, it's the gay agenda. What can we say?
Haktem Fatane. This is a holy time.
Oh my goodness.
Remember the movie? What was it? Eddie Murphy was in Coming to America when that whole family had a jerry curl.
Oh.
And they got up on the sofa, and all the jerry curl juice was on the sofa. It's like, oh God.
Not Soul Glow.
Oh yes, Soul Glow. Definitely
Yes.
Soul
Hey
Glow.
Anna, I don't. Oh, you might be too young. I remember when I was when we get on the train in the summertime, and anybody that came on there that looked like they might have a jerry curl, be like, oh no,
Right?
Something's gonna be everywhere.
I used to be on the bus, riding the
Oh
bus.
my God.
And you'd be like, you knew somebody was sitting there with the jerry curl because you'd get on the bus and there'd just be this sheen of grease on the back, on the back seat, on the head part. You just like, ew. Or you look over to the side of the window and there's a grease print on the window that you really have your head up against the window. It's like, I don't want to sit here.
When I was a kid, the first time I saw someone with a jerry curl in the wild, I literally said to them, I was so little, and I just went, your hair is so beautiful and shiny. And I was so little. And then the person that was with them just said, don't encourage this.
And I just need to, as someone who has known Anna for some years, she is an enabler. She is going to encourage.
Yes.
That's the thing that's going to happen.
Yes. Here's the thing. Did you do the "can I touch it" thing?
No, I did not.
Okay, because
she
you were
was
a
raised
smart
right.
kid.
No, she was raised right.
I was raised
raised
right.
very
She was
right.
raised right.
None of us wanted to
Her
touch
parents
a jerry
wouldn't allow
curl.
that.
No.
Nobody wanted to touch the curl. Like,
I didn't want anyone
Right,
touching
right.
my own hair as
Right.
a little kid. I was like,
Right.
don't touch me.
Right. Oh, did we
It
lose
looks like
Sabrina?
yeah, we lost Sabrina.
Yeah, did
Oh.
her
The
like
grunt.
potato run out?
Y'all, Sabrina's having like massive issues over in her area where she's living. So there's a lot of electrical issues happening over there.
So hopefully she'll
Don't
come
need
right
her.
back.
She's in war-torn Bethesda.
War-torn.
That's what she said.
That's what she said.
That's what she
Those were
said.
her words. Those were
War-torn
her words.
Bethesda.
Because I never heard of, so many power outages, and
Right.
no Wi-Fi. I'm like, here's
Right.
I've
What
never
is-
heard.
Yeah.
I've never heard of this shit happening. Excuse me, pardon me. This stuff happening, where a bunch of rich white people live.
right.
That's what's
Never.
killing me about it. They have third world internet over
Yes,
there.
they do. Yeah.
And,
And
third
power.
world
And
electricity.
power. Their
Yes.
power. Yeah,
It's,
yeah,
it's
crazy.
ridiculous.
Complete mystery.
Yeah.
Complete mystery. One day, someone will find the answer to that question.
Why do
Like
white
the
people
drone.
not
Okay.
have stable internet and power? We don't know.
One day.
Have you seen her other streams with mine? It normally doesn't say hotel Wi-Fi. It usually says bad internet for me.
Right. Well, from Jerry curls to war-torn Wi-Fi connections.
Yeah.
These are the discussions that happen
Oh,
when they give us 2 hours to talk.
Robert
just think
Piper
how you-
also has another sobriquet that I like, which is the Lambda Sisters. The Lambda Sisters.
the Lambda.
Oh, I love it. I love it. I love
I
it.
like that. I like
Aw.
that too.
That's a good
Lambda
mashup.
siblings was my favorite though. I love that.
Oh, that
Not
is-
Lambda siblings.
The
The
sci-fi
sci-fi
siblings.
siblings.
Sci-fi siblings. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
cute.
I love alliteration.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Mhm.
Cute.
We're not gonna get
Well,
her
let's dive into the slides a
Sure,
little
why
bit.
not? That's why we're here.
Do that. Yeah, let's do that.
Well,
Yay! Oh yeah, don't get too excited. Okay, so get very excited. This is amazing. As usual, we're just gonna go through, give you our our thoughts, and we want to hear your thoughts. And it's always a good time. So so we have a few major categories, and the first one here is legacy. So pre 2017 Star Trek. So all of these categories are
right?
from
pre-disco.
pre-discovery. Hold on.
Actually, disco was more of a 1978 dance craze.
Oh, but she's back.
She's back.
Anna's in the house,
Oh,
y'all.
sorry, more like.
There you go.
All right, so this is older stuff. So all of this we should have all seen. So no questions about this. So, funniest moment in Voyager. So 7 says fun will now commence.
Voyager is always funny.
Voyager is always funny. Voyager is always funny. The fun will now commence is like it's a meme. So that one's so I get it. Body and soul. 7 hides the doctor's program in her Borg implants. Oh my gosh. Get the cheese to sick bay. Oh my god. Voyager was full of crazy. Drunk 7 of 9. We are 1. I love it.
That was cute. That was hilarious.
Tom Paris turns Harry Kim's date into a cow. Oh my
Classic
god.
Tom.
Classic. Delete the wife.
That's
Also,
right.
I mean, like, I feel like that's more and more prescient, like these days, right? With the AI and stuff. Like, delete the wife. Not in a bad way. I just mean like you can like. Anyway, the Doctor sings a Dynamobile to Tuvok before Hypospring. These are tough. I don't know. Like this is like
she's the sick bay for me, without question.
Really?
Because what else can you say? Like it's objectively hilarious, but also it was the only correct thing to say because that's what they had to do. It's just perfect.
That's fair. I'm gonna go for delete the wife just because. I mean, it's hilarious.
That was the gateway drug to deleting Tuvix.
See, it was.
I actually think that might have happened afterwards. I don't remember the chronology.
Right.
It's
way more funny though. It's way more funny. What are people saying?
This one.
Yeah.
Three Vix. Oh my god.
No,
3 Vix.
I mean, I'm such a sucker for fun will now commence.
Yeah, that was my favorite.
Because I mean,
it wasn't funny.
It was, and it feels very classic Trek, and I love TOS, and it feels like something Spock would say too. Like,
also true.
Except Spock doesn't care if you have fun.
No.
That's not why we're here.
No, that's not why we're here.
My vote is for Body and Soul, personally, because I thought that I'd like the Doctor hiding his program in her. That was just a lot of fun, the mashup to me.
Yeah.
Well, and I think it was also a really good Doctor moment because, like, when 7 gets mad at him afterwards, like, she's totally correct to be mad, but also, like, given who he is as a person, like that's a mistake I would have made. Just like, oh, I have the chance to have all of this fun, and I'm just like not thinking about like other people are gonna have to live the consequences. Like that's a thing I would have done in my 20s. So.
He's like, more cheesecake, please.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, fun. Anyone else?
Well, I can't believe there are so many 7 ones here. That's getting me. But because personally, I think Harry Kim was the funniest thing. Harry was the funniest thing in this. I was going with Tom Paris and Harry Kim.
Okay, yeah. All right, yeah.
It just wasn't that funny.
Yeah. No, that's true. I think it's maybe like after the fact now. I don't know. Yeah, that's true though.
But 7 was funny. I think she's funnier now because we kind of get it.
Right.
I don't know when we were watching Voyager. I don't know. We got the fact that we didn't know that she wasn't. She was on the spectrum, basically, and now we're like, we get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I think that's why I find it. I don't know if I find it funny, but I get it more. I get 7 a lot more now than I did back then.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah. Awesome.
I don't think that answered anything, but okay.
All right. Favorite one-off character in DS9.
Oh my god, you need a longer list than that.
Hell, I know. Amen.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go through these. Gosh,
I'm torn personally because I mean, listen, obviously we love that Iggy Pop was just in the show. That was one of my favorite.
For no other reason than just
like even so like fascinating. I'd love to hear more, but if your son doesn't come back soon, I'm gonna have to kill you. Like it's just a little bit. But I also just like duet with Eamon Maritza is such like that's an episode I've shown people who don't watch Trek of just being like, this is what Trek can be. But also I love Pell, and I was shocked Pell never came back in the series. I love Pell so much.
Yeah. I love
it's got to be Laz for me because that was the first exposure that I had to the idea of like a marginalized group wanting to actually be like separatist from their oppressors instead of trying to be accepted by the oppressor class, saying like I actually am fine to live separately from these people because I have no reason to trust them and there's no history there of any peace happening, and so like I'm not like them and I don't want to pretend like I am. And that's such like a revolutionary idea, and that was the first time I was ever exposed to it.
That's, you know what,
it was
like
also
that answer. That was so good.
It's also a great example of how much Kira truly cared for Odo, because even though she didn't get Laws, she let him go.
Yep.
Yep. And also, even just you almost don't realize how much Odo is accommodating everyone else to be accepted, because you know, obviously we're all solids, so we don't think, oh, I wish I could just be missed right now. But actually ever since I saw it, I was like, that does sound nice.
Right?
And so watching that different perspective is like it's you're right, it is a beautiful narrative.
Well, I was bristled by the point of him basically told Odo that you assimilate, you know, you are trying to assimilate, you know, and that assimilation leaves a kind of dirty taste in my mouth for obvious reasons. But you know, it was okay. It was the assimilation part that it was prickly to me because it was true. I thought it was true that Odo, you know, did his best to do that, and kind of lost himself at times in that. But of course, my favorite one-on was Yelgren. Iggy Pop. I love that. I just laughed my ass off of that whole. That was one of the Yelgren. How you say it?
Yelgren. Yelgren.
Yeah. Thank you, Yelgren. I thought that was one of the most funniest and best. What are they? Ferengi.
Yeah, the magnificent Ferengi or whatever.
He was a Vorta.
Yeah, it was funny.
That whole bit really got me. I mean, just the fact of like Quark is right. Like, hey, they should be able to like, wait, why do we have to hire others? We should be able to do this. But also, it's like, great, but this is maybe you should be thinking about that outside of a life and death scenario. And should be doing some like training after you finish this mission, and like to, you know, like
maybe we start low stakes and work our way up,
right?
Oh, I didn't realize that that Iggy Pop had a injury. That's so interesting.
Yeah, some fun trivia for today. Thank you.
Thank you.
A couple of folks in the chat saying they think Tosk is going to win, and I do think Tosk deserves an honorable mention because I love Tosk.
That was going to be my pick.
Arva nodes.
Yeah, Tosk is my favorite for sure. Out of this,
I just think
Maritza.
Out of this list, Maritza for me.
Maritza's so good. I mean, even just like dealing with that guilt, and like he's so ready to be this sacrificial lamb, but then Kira almost is kind of saying like, it's better for you to survive. Like, you know, because if Cardassia is ever going to be better. We need people like you.
Mm-hmm.
And then of course it gets screwed up, but oh, such a good episode.
To cross the streams on franchises a little bit, the Star Wars show Andor gets a lot of credit, I think, for humanizing the Empire.
Yeah,
like these are real people. These are not like mustache twirling cartoon villains. And like Andor is very revolutionary for that. But like DS9 was doing that work in the 90s with that, like taking villains and making them into real people, which I think is like, if you're trying to fight bad things, that's a really important first step. Is you have to be like, oh, these people are actually like real human beings, and we have to like
people, right?
Yeah. And meanwhile, with Gul Dukat, he seems to think he's a hero, and he just gets worse.
You know, some people are just assholes.
You took the words right out of my mouth, Randy.
No,
at the end of the day, some people are just, and there's no like, and that's sad, but like you want a reason, but some people are just not nice people.
He just
are just evil.
Yeah,
because he actually said he didn't know why they didn't have a statue of him on Bajor. And he was serious when he said that.
Melissa H said it perfectly. She's like, you see that one?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yep.
That was
the reasons are crazy.
One of the best villains in Trek, in my opinion. Guy's arc goes from being space Hitler to space Antichrist.
That really is. Wow, I never heard it quite put that succinctly, but that's exactly what happens.
That's exactly what happens. Wow.
Well, I know one thing. I am right when I say DS9 is the best Trek.
I love
it. You are 100%.
Look at this list of actors.
Because we have went off of this one little category. DS9.
With this, folks, it's bound to happen several times.
Yes.
Throughout the course of this 2 hours.
Yes. No one will.
I mean, these actors here just say it all. I mean, look at that list of actors. Those were such great performances. And that's why this show was so good. I mean, these are one-off characters played by, Oscar winners and everything else in here. Icons. It's just incredible. And my vote is for Tosk, because I thought Scott McDonald imbued that character with so much, warmth, this, that. You rooted for that guy in complete makeup and pulled that off. Great performance.
Sabrina, agree. That's my pick as well.
Yeah. I think the chat definitely is going Tosk.
Also, I gotta say, this is the first time realizing Hannock was played by James Cromwell.
Oh wow!
Really?
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
There you go.
I was like,
his voice always comes through, though.
That's true.
Oh yeah.
But I mean, that was another.
So in it. I don't even think of it. Sometimes I'm just so in it, I don't even think about who the actor is under the makeup. Like I'm just so like.
I get that. That's how good they are.
Yeah.
Well, it's how good the actors are and how good the makeup is too. It's like wow.
Yeah, well, that character Hannock, I loved his episode because he and Quark like really made that episode. And it could have been he and Armin. It could have been so cheesy. Right, the interactions between the two of them in lesser hands and lesser capable actors, it would have been, but they really gave it a lot of warmth and like in reality and depth. They were just and the two of them together. I was like, I could really watch the two of them act together. Anytime.
Star Trek actors. Star Trek, I think, is at its best when the actors recognize that science fiction is just as dramatic and realistic as like Shakespeare.
Oh yeah.
I agree.
And it's so good.
Well, I feel like that's the best of science fiction, right? The best of speculative fiction, period, is actually like, like if you're reading it, it's actually really wonderful literature, and it's not the world that's created and the words that are there come through more than I'm reading this genre thing.
Yeah, it just gives you so much more room for creativity too, right? Like you can put people in situations that you never could in the real world that we have here, right? To make different things happen and come out and set them up. And it's just, I think, more interesting than like a cop show where like it's just the same. Yeah, when it's something different, like it's something different for people to watch and for people to create. So, yeah, totally.
I love that Bajoran J. He talking about Pell. Pell was so good.
Yeah.
It's so true.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
I watched that. I watched that the other day, and the great thing about Deep Space Nine, I watch Deep Space Nine every day, but I haven't seen the Pell one in a while, and the things that the things she was saying, I was like, wow, this is a deep episode. How did I miss? I got so caught up in her being a female Ferengi, the only one we've seen. And I didn't really,
right.
I didn't really listen. Sometimes you're so caught up in the episode, you don't really listen to it. And
but because you're not supposed to listen to Ferengi women, were you just like getting into the?
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid immediately. They got you. Wow.
I love you, Yvette. I had to.
Grand Negus Yvette.
Obviously, that's what happened.
I give it one enthusiastic wrist nipple for that.
Enthusiastic wrist nipple.
Hashtag Grand Negus Yvette canceled.
Oh, no.
Does that mean I don't have to come on the show anymore?
No.
Nope, you still do. That doesn't mean that at all.
Just delivering fresh 2 grubs to your host, to your co-host.
And you gotta
Randy, we might have to move on.
Yeah, we need to move on.
Oh, okay. Let's move on. Sorry. Thank you, Nikki. Sorry about that. All right. Oh God, why would we? Okay, so the next slide is the depressing one. So let's get through this. So this one's cut off a little bit. I do apologize. When I uploaded it, it munched on it. So I'm just going to make sure that I have the right one. So y'all look at this while I find that and make sure. Oh, so there's nothing missing.
Reading this list.
Yeah.
Oh,
I cry every time I see
this
Kirby.
Oh, no way. Come on.
This is hard.
Oh,
wow. Not the dance move. Oh,
right. That's so brutal.
That was.
Wow.
Oh, Kira and Odo. Come on.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
Who made this? Who wanted this category?
Where are the tissues? I need the tissues.
Oh my god.
I mean, the first one is
the first one got me right there, right?
That's the
I cry every time I see that scene.
That's not even a goodbye. That's a sacrifice.
That's a sacrifice, right?
Man.
I don't know. That's not touching. I don't know. Oh, wow.
I remember when I saw Star Trek Into Darkness with friends in theater. Friends who had not seen Star Trek before. And they were just like, oh, let's see it. This was in high school. And then I said,
stop, Yvette.
Yes, I'm very young.
Right.
But
Yvette just injected herself on her seat. Kill me now!
I just remember afterward, I was like telling them what were references to Wrath of Khan. And then I was like, yeah, in Wrath of Khan, though, it's Spock. And then they were like, oh, and then he came right back with the injection. They did it in Into Darkness, and I was like, no, he died.
Right.
And then they sent out his body and at a funeral. And my friend who this was the only thing he'd seen of Star Trek, literally just started tearing up. He says, they just killed him? I was like, yeah, man. I was like, you should watch Star Trek. It's great.
It really is.
He did.
It really is, yeah.
He's now a huge fan. But
they kill a lot of people. It's great.
Right. They really do, though. They really do.
They kill a lot of people.
They kill a lot.
And they bring them back.
Well, sometimes.
Tasha Yar has things to say about that.
Pre 2017, yes. They'll bring
Right,
it back.
right.
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
After,
That's true.
well, just kill
No,
you.
after that's it. No. There's no
Can
more of
can
that,
I
for
can
sure.
I point out though the fact that the Hugh and Jordy one is up here,
Mhm.
and the fact that their friendship is
Yeah.
only placed within one episode, right? The majority of the rest of these,
I
besides,
know.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
everybody else has
Yeah.
a long period of time,
Yeah,
but
that's
the
a good
fact that
point.
Jordy and Hugh is up here and it's that significant
Yeah.
of an emotional goodbye, knowing that he was
Mhm.
going to go back and be reabsorbed, and the hope that maybe his little bit of individuality will spread
Right.
amongst the Borg, like, right? Like, we didn't know what was going to happen at that time, right? We
Right.
didn't know what would happen later in D&G. And so
Right.
I just wanted to point that out because I know a lot of people in the chat are talking about Hugh, right? Like Hugh
Mhm.
really was a significant impact for them.
Yeah.
But it just shows that even within the single span of one episode, you can have that impact of a friendship and a relationship that
Yeah.
can span multiple years, right?
Right.
Yeah.
And we're still talking about it, even though it was the
Right.
one. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and we're
Right.
still
Such a
mad.
good point,
We
Nikki.
were. I mean, we're still mad about it that it didn't even play
Yep.
in Picard.
Right.
You know,
Oh,
that
Oh,
pissed
yeah.
me off.
Oh,
I'm like,
don't
Yes.
get me started,
Right,
Yvette.
but
Don't
that's-
get me started.
That's
That's
huge.
many
That's how
reasons.
huge that
One
is.
of the many
Yeah.
reasons that Picard can go suck it. Like
Yeah.
that show, like
Right.
I'm serious. Like, how are you
Yeah.
not going to have Geordi and Hugh
I
be
know.
the best
Yeah.
friends? Like, what is all
Right.
this
Yeah.
nonsense about like
I
making
know.
it data and like what's
You
going
come up with
on?
some like amazing, crazy way for them to run into each other, right? That's just like,
Right.
oh my god, like just that huge moment of whatever that. Oh my god.
Or even just a moment of Jordy mourning him.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
Right.
Yeah.
Like
Like,
we
it
like
should be like something to be acknowledging.
Something.
People who they swear out that like, oh, we watched this old show, we love it so much, da 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 da. Well, you had a chance
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Right.
to do
I-
right by it.
That's
I wish hell I would have accepted like a little just moment where we see what Hugh's quarters look like and we see that he's got like Jordy's old visor or something like something to show
Aw,
that they're like
yeah.
still in touch, you know?
Yeah.
Like I
Right,
would have
right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah, yeah.
oh
Totally.
Yep.
Yeah.
I cannot decide on this list.
I don't
personally.
know.
I don't
What was at the
No,
end,
it's clear
Randy?
to me. It's
Nothing,
clear
just
it's
the
not
rest
even
of the name of the episode.
okay.
Yeah, so it's nothing. So yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say this is one of my less popular Star Trek opinions. It's not like a super hot take. I feel like a lot of people hate Kira and Odo, and I don't.
Oh, I don't either.
What?
I don't know.
You know,
I don't know.
A lot.
Oh,
I didn't
really?
know.
Where? Who's these
Yeah,
people?
There are a lot of people who hate it.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people
Oh,
say
no.
that they just thought
You-
that relationship
You
shouldn't have
really
happened.
need.
And I
You
think
really need to get better friends.
apparently,
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Right there.
Wow.
That's hilarious.
but yeah, I think it's if
No,
I
I-
if
yeah.
you're like forced to pick one, I think that's probably it for me.
That
Yeah,
one
yeah.
was very
No,
sad.
that's fair. And to their credit, like Nana didn't know that was coming. Like that wasn't originally part of the script. They
Oh.
dropped that on them because they wanted like couples, and so both of them were like, what the hell is this? But they did such a good job with what they gave them,
You
like
sure
so
did.
kudos to them, right? Because they
Mhm.
turned it out, like
Yep.
it. They did the thing. They both of them were like they're like, what
Yeah.
the hell? Okay, like it was very weird for them. So the
Yeah.
fact that they did so well with it, hats
Professionals.
off for sure. Professionals, definitely. Yeah.
Mhm. And I
Yeah.
mean, especially that goodbye now with Renee having passed away.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I watched that scene and I just burst into tears. It was already emotional, but now I'm just like, "Ugh." Like it's just
Yeah.
like he turns into a puddle, and so do I.
On that note, we're skipping past the sad
Anna
slide.
is in the building, y'all. Anna's in the building.
Anna.
Go ahead, Anna.
I took a nap
Two,
before
baby,
this.
that's two.
I'm on my game.
Just get her some better internet and we're good to go. Okay, there's actually nothing cut off at the bottom of this. It's just the name of the slide again. So, most memorable sport/game. Well, sports ball is my favorite thing ever. So I'm going to be really good. I'm going to do good with this.
Can I just say, If we never learn how Parisi Squares actually works, I am going to be
Right.
so angry.
Man,
Oh,
Go to my
somebody,
grave
somebody
so
come up with
angry.
some rules. Come on.
Right? Someone
Right?
give me
Well, what
Parisi Squares.
I'm sure somebody has, right? Even if it's a like fan made one.
There's
they
a
have-
comic book that has like a quick couple of scenes where you see what an ion mallet looks like.
Yeah.
Okay.
But there's still essentially no details, even in like beta canon, about how it works, as far as I know.
Oh.
Very upset
Not
about
that
it.
I've read a lot of books and they mention it a lot.
Maybe it's one of those things that's kind of the point, is that no one ever finds out.
Right. I think there's a court, and that's all I know. Yeah, that's all
I
I've ever
know,
heard.
but what's interesting is in original series there's Fizbin, which is the made up card game that Kirk just makes up on the fly to distract him.
Oh.
And then in Deep Space Nine, Quark and Odo are thinking, and Quark is like, "Have you ever played Fizbin?" And I'm like, "Wait." And I'm like, either
Yeah.
Quark is doing the exact
Can I say I'm
same
kind of
thing-
disappointed? Oh, sorry, Anna.
Well, either Quark is doing the exact same thing and trying to make something up to like confuse Odo, or I love the concept that Kirk was like, you know what, this is a fun sounding game. I'm gonna trademark this.
Yeah, I can see that.
Hilarious.
I love
I can see
that.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say I'm kind of sad just for the sheer cheese factor that it's not on here. That weird Riker and his dad, whatever, fighting with the giant Q-tips.
Ambujitsu.
Like, what? Where's that at?
yes.
Ambujitsu.
Yes, that. Ambujitsu,
I knock
whatever
upon
it is.
a
But like it's
large mushroom-like thing.
all I can think of is like American Gladiators, right? The
Yeah,
giant
that's what I mean, yeah.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. Well, my
With
vote
the
is
motocross
take me out
gear.
to the house.
Yeah, it's got to be taking
Yeah.
out to the hollow suite
For
for
sure.
me.
For sure.
That's
I'm
got
sorry.
a life of its own.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry, why isn't
I mean, I've
the
got a
game
complete-
on here?
Complete uniform. So,
The game is not on the list of game. Why isn't it the game?
Have you
on
tried the game? Would you like to try the game? You
Oh,
should
here?
try the game.
Absolutely.
Nice.
There you go.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
I even have a baseball card of
Oh wait, we can
Of
let's do
Buck
this. Up.
Mackay.
Look and see. There we go.
Oh,
Yeah.
Buck
Nice.
There we go. Woo, awesome.
I love Take Me Out to the Hollow Suite, and I always
I mean, yeah, it is.
think about how I remember my sister and I were talking, and we were like, the Ciscos used to like once a year go to Cooperstown to see the baseball museum.
Of course.
like that's their like that was
Yeah.
like when they lived on Earth, that was like their yearly trip.
Uh-huh. Oh,
It
that's
was
funny.
my sister really isn't a track fan, but that was on TV. We were in the living room looking at it together, and I said, "You have to look at this episode because there's a point on here where it's really funny." And you know, it's when Cisco is telling his girl, telling Cassidy, you know, all this stuff, and he said, "You can't tell them," and why I won't mention a word. I promise. And the next scene, she's spilling the beans to everybody.
Oh my god!
And that-
Of course,
that-
of course.
That comedy technique in television is called a Gilligan cut because it was invented by Gilligan's Island.
Oh wow.
And
Oh,
it
no
is-
way.
It is like the oldest trick in the book, and it gets me every
Every
goddamn
time.
Every time.
It's a good one.
Every time.
It's a good
Every
one.
time. It's a good one. I'm not even mad at it. I'm like, oh, it's fine. No, it's great. Yes, thank you.
I love that episode because I think one of the best lines in all of Star Trek is Avery Brooks, "That damned wrestling match." He pronounces the T in wrestling. It's so good.
How did you challenge a walking? You know, you was lost there. You was drunk.
Hey,
or
I
Oh
mean
my
something.
god.
Here we go. That Vulcan's on my list for sure.
Cisco
Classic
is
Solak.
such- well, also, like, Cisco is such a like put together character. We never get to see him petty.
Mhm.
So that whole episode where he's
Oh
just
my-
like he is not giving
true.
Rom any grace. He's not.
None.
He's just like, no, baseball is where I get heated. Also,
Funny.
the fact that like none of them can catch a ball,
Ugh.
even though they're like
Oh my
stuck
God.
feet opposite.
Right, like how did they practice? Like for like how did like what were they
It was-
doing? Like
the
phaser training, I don't have to catch anything. Like,
Bashir and O'Brien were the ones doing the best, and I was like, you you both play racquetball? Why is it like you're doing the best, but you're not doing well?
Right.
Like I was like, Bashir, you were captain of the racquetball team. What
And
racquetball?
isn't he like a he's got serum, right?
Yeah.
Isn't, not like, serum. You know what I mean? I just saw Captain America. Sorry.
I think what's really cool about Take Me Out to the Holosuite too is like just like you were saying a slide ago, like a one scene or one episode meaning. This baseball game, we knew about it all the way through. It was so important to Cisco. I mean, the baseball was on his desk. You know, we knew that he was a fan of it. He meets his girlfriend because of baseball. So to have this show was like, it just meant everything. Everybody that knew Deep Space Nine knew how important this game was. So it was not even in comparison with the fencing match. We're like, well, what's fencing to you? I have no idea. You know what I mean? Like it didn't have the same emotional meaning that any other one of these here had because it was baseball.
Yeah.
And shout out to Solok because I have never hated a character more quickly.
Ursa, like from the jump, right? Just like a 1980s movie with the dick guy in high school, like the popular guy. You immediately hated him. With his sweaters around his shoulders and the collar popped.
The pastel colors.
Yeah. I also loved what was oh god. It's just I love that it's established that Cisco definitely messed with Cassidy Yates's like schedule so that way she could be.
You sure did.
Right? Yes.
It's like he doesn't like using his authority for like so many things in this. It's like I will
this. Yeah. He's like, I'm not gonna do that for you, but
also I remember reading or listening to something Andy Robinson, like an interview, and they were like, was there ever an episode that you wish you were in that you want? And he was like the baseball one. He was like, I tried. He said that he begged to be in it.
Oh my god, I'm sure, right?
I was like, at least just a scene of him like stitching the uniforms.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
That would have been great. Him like complaining, being like, baseball uniforms are ugly.
Yeah, I can see that.
You just see him casually sitting in the Vulcan dugout with a knife.
Oh my. And that's a great transition to new Star Trek.
Yay!
All right, so this is new stuff. So let's see what's going on. Best moment of Disco season 5. Episode.
Those are some
they're
good
good.
here.
I'm crying again.
That was good.
This is a hard list.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, this
They
is
don't
brutal.
even have the one I want on this list.
My
Oh,
God.
Which one is yours, Sabrina?
Oh man, when Burnham says goodbye to Spock, that has to be the
yes.
best.
This is season 5.
This is season
Find
5.
somebody
only
oh
for
my
season
God,
This is
I was
season
like,
5.
That was the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sabrina, this is season 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. All right, so we're
No
gonna
worries.
season 5.
That
I'm
moment
just
is
gonna-
so good it transcends seasons.
Yeah. And I'm
That's
just going to
correct.
say here that reading is
Spilled
fundamental.
over all the way to season 5.
God gets a wrist nipple.
Thank you.
Mess. Oh man, this is rough.
Yeah, this is so hard.
This is hard.
I think it's too soon.
Hard.
I think
Right?
Yeah.
I feel that.
I feel that.
Well, to like pick
I'm
one.
going with the wedding. The wedding.
Right. The wedding is.
I love
think
the
I'm there
wedding.
too.
Go ahead, Hallmark girl.
That final hug is good though, but
But like
Yes.
Saru's arc, right? Like from the first,
Yes.
like oh my
my
god, right?
Yeah.
I think that's what does that scene for me is like because it's all of those things, right? Like how do you come from like where he came from as a people with that like horrible, everything that's
Right.
happening to them to this full like captain married like the oh wow. So I agree. These are all like
Also, like, yes, Colbert's
Yeah.
trill.
I mean,
Of course.
that one.
very much.
And he played that.
He really did a good job in that role.
Played,
Yeah.
and that was he sounded and looked so different, even though it was the same guy.
Yeah.
You know, he was like,
Yep.
I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
come on now.
Why no?
I
Why
like-
no Jet Reno moments? I don't know.
That's
Yeah,
a
I was
great
We didn't write
question.
this.
Yeah.
Well,
I was
Yeah.
gonna give a
Everything
shout
was
out to that
voted
one because I
was like,
agree.
Yeah,
Everything was voted on. Like all the categories were put out there for people to vote on it. So this is what.
Yeah.
Yes,
everybody
these are
voted
all.
on.
Yeah, these are all sourced
Yeah.
from the fandom.
It's-
These are
it's
not ones
everybody's
that
fault for not
VTC
voting.
made up. Yeah.
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 I like I mine is I have two, like, but I mean y'all already know what the first one is, so because I didn't talk about it for a
The
million
first
times.
one.
The first one, the first one, exactly. The first one.
Yes.
Michael, Book, and their son at the end in the final episode
Oh,
is
yeah.
everything.
God. Yes,
Yep.
that's so good.
Yep.
Also talk about an arc, same thing, right?
Yep.
Like same
Right.
situation for her. Yeah. Wow. Yeah.
This
But
is
you know
so
that
hard.
was so and I've talked about it on our show, like when we did that the sisters recorded a show about that final episode of Discovery, and we talked about how important it was to see the Black love,
Mhm.
Yeah.
to
Yes.
see Michael successful, to see Book successful, happy, contented, still working, and their son, a cohesive Black family unit
Yeah.
that is not like in the ghetto and broken,
Right.
and somebody and nobody's on drugs.
Right.
Mhm.
Right. Absolutely.
Also, what a
So glad that they showed that.
on a less meaningful level, what a fine ass looking family.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I mean,
Like,
True that.
ain't nothing wrong
when
with
I
that.
saw the son walk in, and I was just like, "That's some good casting." It was just like, dang.
I'm already crying a little
They're
bit.
both
I'm probably gonna cry
beautiful
more.
people.
It's fine.
Yeah.
The wedding for me, like
Oh.
like obviously we have actual trans moments in Discovery, but before we had that, we had Saru, and Saru's arc is very transcoded for me. Like, and maybe not even trans specifically, but like my specific experience, because like a lot of pre-coming out for me was like most of what I know about life is being afraid of who I am. And then like in
Wow.
season 2, when that stops being the thing and he starts to be able to be more than, like, he obviously is more than that, but it's hard for him to let himself be more than that.
Sure.
And so to end it in the place that it did there, it just like, because that arc is so personally identifiable to me, that one like probably wins for me on the list in terms of personal meaningfulness.
Yeah.
Wow.
Also, with his, just like again talking about his arc, the threat ganglia. I remember when I was watching it first, I was like, man, that sounds useful for dating. Like, but then like at the
God,
same
actually,
time,
can they like get some implanted now? Yes.
but at the same time, it was so interesting to watch him potentially misinterpret it, because there's a bit in season 1 where threat ganglia comes out and he's like, oh, something's coming, and then Michael comes onto the bridge with Lorca,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
he's like thinking it's Michael, and I'm like, oh my
Right.
god, it's Lorca.
Yeah, of course.
But it's
Yeah,
so it's like he has this heightened anxiety, but it's not necessarily like in a way where he's able to figure out why. And so it's very just like how
I feel that
anxiety
deeply.
is. Yeah.
But I don't have any ganglia to help.
Yeah. He knew somebody was a quantum vibration off. That's what
Yeah, for sure.
wrong.
Like a lot of people got a quantum vibration off these days.
Mhm.
Anyway, what? Yeah. Okay. So this one's impossible. That's our
Yep,
answer.
too
for
soon.
this.
Still too soon. Yep,
Too
yep.
soon. Let me see what might be cut off at the bottom of here. Sorry about that. It's
Yeah,
just the
there-
name of the episode again, so it's nothing. Okay, great. So biggest surprise. Oh wow. Oh wow. You know what? I'm gonna. No, I don't know. I'm going to say I don't want that to be a surprise. That's exactly what I thought should happen, and I'm glad did happen. So that's not a
Right.
surprise.
That's exactly it.
Agreed.
That's what I deeply
Agreed.
wished would happen.
Right.
And
And assumed would, and glad that they followed through with what should have
Yeah.
happened.
Yeah.
It
So
was,
not a
I
surprise
guess,
at all.
the surprise was a lack of failure on the show.
You know what? Maybe that is the most surprising that they got it right. Maybe that's what it means. Maybe that's what the choice means. Maybe so. Brains. Oh,
Lucky
right.
and Green, that was big.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
that was good.
Like
Yeah.
Discovery
Yeah.
finally connects.
It
with
was
the short
big
track
until
film.
it happened.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Because now thinking back, I'm like, didn't we kind of know that? But we didn't, but we did.
Yeah.
But we didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what I think
Right.
made it an underwhelming moment is that we saw what was underneath the helmet. And so we lost that mystery of the Breen. So the whole
Mhm.
Right.
lead
Right.
up to that, like and also like if they could have kept him, like if we saw underneath the helmet, remember when he first pulls the helmet
Yes.
off and he's sort of translucent?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was so
That was-
cool. Like
Yes.
Yeah.
that should have been what we saw the whole time. Like it,
Of
like
course.
or go back to it. Like refer back. Like when do you hit this translucent state? Can we see that some more? It was
Mhm.
so
Right.
dope, you know.
Yeah.
But I
Right,
feel
right.
like that's really what made it a little underwhelming for
Yeah.
me.
Like,
They took
I-
the
yeah.
bite out of the Breen, like you said before.
Yeah.
you know?
I
That's
really
true.
genuinely liked Locke and Maul. I thought they had really good chemistry, and I would have liked to have seen more of Maul like going forward. But I agree, like there were things that needed to be finessed differently to.
I stay eternally conflicted about that idea of like defanging a villain, like taking the mystery away. Because like on the one hand, obviously like the mystery and the suspense and all of that is very cool from a narrative standpoint, but like it makes it feel a lot more real when you realize like
Mhm.
these are also just people who are just like
That's
who have motivations that like even if I don't like them and they're bad, I recognize them, like I get it, and they're still just like real people doing real people stuff. And I legitimately stay conflicted between those things. People say that about the Borg, right? Like when the
Yeah.
Borg became a little bit more complicated, it's a little bit less like monolithic horror movie villain, and they're just like people again. And yeah, I always go back and forth. I never know how to feel.
I get that. I feel that.
Mhm.
That's such a valid point. And I feel like I just feel like sometimes I just want a bad guy who's just a straight
Yeah.
up bad guy. Like I want my
Yeah.
bad guy to be for me to be scared of my bad guy. Like who were those guys at Strange New Worlds? They were fighting
The
well,
Gorn.
never mind.
The
I'm not
Gorn.
gonna go there yet. The Gorn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, I want my bad guy to be a bad guy sometimes. That like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
That's so fair.
need a reason, like I feel like psychologically, I need a reason to give myself an excuse to just hate just for hating, or to be scared just to be scared in a safe way that's not actually not for real.
Yep.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Okay,
don't
so
know
there
which
is.
is my
sorry.
favorite.
There's one that got cut off. I'm so sorry. And I can't. It's Kovic reveals his true identity, and DSC season 5, episode
Kovic
10,
is my
Life itself.
boy.
Kovic.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
Also,
That's at
love
the bottom of the
Kovic.
list as well.
Brain,
Yeah. So that did also.
I'm gonna have to pick that one.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. Sorry about
Kovic
that.
is so good.
Let's just rewind and start the conversation over again.
Right?
Right.
It's everything in a
Right.
whole new light,
Yeah.
baby.
Yeah. Sorry about
Yeah.
that. But yeah.
So
That was
before we go
moment.
on,
Yeah.
I have the winner for this one.
Wait,
Yo!
what? Wait, we get to announce winners?
Yes.
What? And if people aren't watching, they wouldn't know?
Oh, you're gonna miss it.
So the biggest
Well.
surprise of Discovery season 5. The nominees are Michael Burnham's much-deserved happy ending in the series finale. Locke is revealed to be the Breen. Discovery finally connects with Short Trek. The flash forward at the end of Discovery. And what was the last one?
Kovic reveals his true identity.
And the winner is dun dun dun. Kovic reveals his true identity.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
As it should be.
Also,
Whoops! Glad I caught it. Whoops.
Yeah.
All right.
David
Kovic cannot be
Cronenberg.
here in person to accept his award tonight.
Oh, he's right here. Wait.
Well, he's gonna time travel,
Right.
and be
Right.
available, but he's
He's busy in the 68th century.
Yeah.
Right.
Doing
Fighting
something.
those temporal wars.
Awesome. Okay, so we got a winner.
or somewhere directing a movie, okay? Oh,
Yeah,
Right,
James
yeah.
Cronenberg. Oh my god.
Okay, nothing is cut off here. I'm checking. Okay, great. So just the name of the episode. All right, most Federation moment in Prodigy. Okay, so I didn't finish Prodigy, so I don't know all of these. I started in. So talk to us. Tell us what's good.
Let's see.
I gotta read.
Okay, let me.
Let's
So
Yeah,
I watched this with my
read.
niece.
Read.
Okay, so Dal steps aside so Gwyn can be captain of the Protostar, and he will be first officer. Classic Star Trek.
That's pretty classic Star Trek there.
The crew of the Protostar get promoted to ensigns with field commissions. The people of Tars Lamora use their combined gifts to help Gwyn defeat Essentia. Chakotay and Janeway are in
Finally,
reunited. Sorry.
Finally, so finally reunited. Thank you. I was like, what is that word?
Oh, sorry. And it feels so good.
Explains what a problem Tunity is. Chakotay mentors Dal.
For me, it was Dahl stepping aside so Gwyn can be captain of the Protostar and he will be first officer. Because
that was a huge thing. Yeah.
That was just huge. And also, like, remember that Prodigy was written for children.
Yeah.
And I think that was such a beautiful message for kids of like one just like being like the guy stepping aside for the woman to have the role, but also like just like genuinely recognizing that being first officer is a position to be proud of, and recognizing like because he was a character who was entirely out for himself initially, and then him genuinely identifying with the fact that this is a crew and going, okay, what's the strongest choice? Gwyn should be captain and I should be first officer. I just thought that was really beautiful. I thought it was a great message for kids.
The great part of that is the most Star Trek thing about that is that he had such a great arc. Because the best Star Trek characters have the best long-standing arcs, and he had it from episode 1 until the last episode. It was his arc was intentional, like you said. It was great for kids. It was great for teenagers. It was great for boys. Great for girls. It was great for preteens. You know, it was great for adults. It was just his arc. Like the first thing he said was, "I'm the captain."
Yeah,
he didn't know what the hell that meant.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
And then, just like a kid, I want to be in charge. Know.
Exactly.
And then even in the Kobayashi Maru, when he just kept going, he was like, "No, I'm gonna there's an answer to this. I'm gonna figure it." Like just kept going and didn't use his crew. Like it was like it took him how many times like getting blown up, you know?
That's right. The needs of the many. That's right.
No, the series is great for anyone who hasn't watched it. I do encourage if you have younger kids or like so my niece is 8 now and she loves this. We called it Kids Star Trek. You know, and then she's like, Aunt Nikki, it's called Prodigy. And I'm like, gosh, my little Trekkie heart, I love it. So cute.
Say the name of the show right. What's wrong with you?
Right.
What kind of fake fan are you?
There are some other really Federation or Trekkie moments in here, you know.
I would say also the people of Tars Lamora coming together when they all like combine all of their gifts together to help.
It's a very Star Trek moment.
Very, very like, you know, everybody's coming together. Everybody has unique abilities and gifts that they can bring to the table, which I thought was great.
I think.
Go ahead.
I think every single scene with Rock Talk is very Star Trek.
That was the other one I was going to say.
Rock Talk is such a wonder. I mean, there's the big episode where only Rock Talk is aware of this like, or is trapped alone in like several in so much time.
Yeah, the time travel one.
Which was so emotional, so isolating, and also like how much
that poor baby. Oh my god!
But it was also like such a real. I was like, I could see this in Next Gen. I could see this
totally,
in DS9. If DS9 did it, it would have happened to O'Brien because they love making him suffer.
Of course.
And like, you know, they would have had a scene where he's not able to hold his daughter and like, you know, or some nonsense to hurt me. It was, so Rock just being that just in general, and then so saying like what a problem Tunity is, I would just like, Rock Talk opens their mouth and I'm like, yes.
Totally. Oh, I love
it also makes me wonder, like, if there's is there a difference between a Star Trek moment, a Federation moment, and a Starfleet moment?
Yes, there are differences.
Because this question is worded very specifically, what's the Federation moment?
Right.
Oh.
That's why I said the dolls thing was definitely a Starfleet moment. I don't know if it was a Federation
it's a Starfleet
moment.
I think
Definitely
the most Federation moment would be the people of Tars Lamora.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. No, that's a good point. Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah.
Very
cool. All right. Excellent. Best twist in party season 2. Let me see anything.
I mean, everybody knows my answer.
Wesley Crusher is the last one.
Why is that a twist?
I will say seeing that Wesley did meet Jack was just at least very emotional to me.
Yeah, I don't think it was a twist.
Yeah, I don't think it was a twist, but it was like, oh,
it was an about time. I was so pissed at him. So,
like, surprised I got it right.
The worst son ever.
Correct. Surprise. Yes.
Oh my God, yes.
Wesley Crusher. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
Oh, fun.
That's the one. That's that wins. Number
is
two
the one.
is the number 2 for me is the visiting the apartment. But number 1 is like
I love that one.
And I experienced it exactly as it's typed here, all in capital letters with many exclamation
Yes,
exactly.
Yes.
I will say the like you said, the apartment scene was so big for me just as such a huge TOS fan. I was like, yes, Gary 7, because that was that whole episode, Assignment Earth, was a backdoor pilot idea.
Right.
Yeah. It was supposed to be its own TV show, and it feels like it because these characters, you're like, oh, these characters would be fun to see again, and then they didn't make it, and so it's
Terry Garr. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes. Terry Garr. Cute.
So good.
Awesome. All right. Next up. Funniest episode, Lower Decks. Oh man!
Oh my gosh!
Oh man!
Farewell to Farms, hand down, hands
God.
down. Farewell to Farms. I don't need time to think about it. I know.
Funniest. Yeah, probably Farewell to Farms. Yeah, funniest.
So?
Well.
Starbase 80 was up there for me.
That's what I was going to say.
But was it the funniest or just one of the best? Starbase 80 was good. I don't know if it was the funniest, but it was good. It had a lot to it.
But Farewell to Farms was great for me, and I guess maybe amusing more so than funny, just because like I have been screaming for like my entire adult life as a Star Trek fan how much I want to see Klingons who aren't part of the government and military doing their thing, and we like this is the one time we get a halfway decent version of that, and it's so good.
That's a good. I don't know if you said funniest. I have one. I know one that is really, really funny, but it's not really my favorite. You know, it's not the best episode. You know what I mean?
I mean,
funny and the best seems different.
Yeah. I mean, Fisher Quest. I don't even. It's hard for me because, like you said, funniest because I'm like, I know it sparked a crap ton of joy, especially as someone who has been such a Garishir fan. For so long, and then I was I don't know if you guys heard.
Are you just now coming out? Like, oh my gosh!
I had the nickname.
Is that the one where we found out how blood wine is made?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like that part. I'm like, oh, that's blood wine. That's the words. Yeah. Okay.
Vision Quest, for me, like, as like, I mean, I had a nickname online as the Garishir Fairy because I would post Garishir fanfic that I'd written every day for like 3 months.
Wow.
I was, was I maybe depressed and not doing anything else? Sure, but I was very. But anyway, and it was that was like so beautiful to me. But was it the funniest? I think I just openly wept because I was so happy.
It's tough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Kim stuff was funny.
That was
that part was hilarious.
The greatest villain Trek has ever seen. Harry Kim, if he got promoted.
Why he never did. Yeah.
Another thing I have to mention, Farewell to Farms, is learning more about Niglimo. And Cloac and Society, because I just cannot get enough of that sweet Birdman. I love him so much.
Fully Dilated was very good, but I was genuinely stressed out. I was like, because I love Tendi and relate to Tendi so much, I was like, oh no, while Tendi is stressed, I am stressed. But I mean, that being said, I was still having a great time, but I was just like, Tendi, no.
Tendi, no. We love her. No answer. There's no way to tell. We can't pick. Y'all pick.
It's too soon.
It's too soon.
That's correct.
All right, best legacy cameo. Lower Decks.
Oh wow, Lily or T'Pol, basically.
Absolutely.
Right between those two.
Lily or T'Pol.
I didn't know. I don't want to say I knew about T'Pol because I didn't know really, but I kind of had a feeling because she was at a lot of things. And
okay, yeah.
And the only place to put her was Lower Decks, but Lily did not see that coming at all.
Same.
Right?
I think that's my biggest surprise.
At all. So that one.
My girlfriend is a casual Star Trek fan, so she watches stuff through, and we were watching that, and I legit like a dog who has heard something else. I was like, is that wait a minute, is that her? Yes. Oh my God, it's her.
Yeah.
I had a moment.
Oh yeah, I think we all did, right? I was like, it's not, I can't. No, wait, what? I didn't see it. What? I didn't hear. What? Yeah. It was very much that.
It was one of those moments that I was so upset that I was not watching. I didn't have other people there with me because I was like,
yes. That's why I make, since I'm living at home, it's been so great watching with my dad.
I can imagine.
My dad and I, literally, when we saw Lily Slow, we just both like reached our arms out to each other, and it was like we almost like slapped each other's arms.
I needed your moment, Anna.
Yeah. We get to see these kind of early, so we see them. We're like, okay.
Okay.
Now what? Who can I tell?
You can't
tell anybody.
This is how I'm like, it's me and Tamia. Like, Tamia, did you watch it yet? Did you watch it?
I know. I have to tell you. I have to talk. I have to tell you. We have to talk.
I'm almost home. I'm almost home.
But also, I was such a sucker to see Garrick.
I mean, right? Yeah.
I mean, these were all good.
Like they did such a good job. Like they fed us.
This is why I maintain that even people who like Lower Decks don't take it seriously enough, because this could have been just bullshit fan service, but it was really good, like legitimately good.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Data one, that episode with Data, that was such a good. That was it reminded me of a TNG episode.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like it was so good. It was so good. Yeah.
So good. They did such a good job. Love it. All right. Best antagonist of 2024. The Loom.
Two-Pip Kim.
I do like Two-Pip Kim. Do you like
Two-Pip Kim? It doesn't say like the most destructive, or like it just says best. So I don't know what the.
I think Essentia from Prodigy. She was.
Yeah, she turned me out. Oh my God.
Really. Because we didn't know, and then, she turned out to be absolutely horrible, worse than the other guy.
Yes.
Love when that happens.
I wouldn't even really call Locke and Maul antagonists.
Nah.
Yeah, right? Like,
like I'm like, that's just Bonnie and Clyde being Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, and I gather like a little bit pubescent Bonnie and Clyde.
Right.
Right. It was very that too. Yeah.
Kind of needed like somebody to kind of take them in hand. Like they kind of.
But Daddy, I love him.
Right. But I like that it was switched because he was the prince and she was the bad girl.
Yeah.
Right. That's cute. That's cute. I like that.
You said
like
pubescent.
that.
I would have used the word emo.
Right.
Like the
There we go.
elder
Oh,
millennial.
it was coats emo. Like,
but you know what's
they
funny?
were going to open up an intergalactic Spencer's. Like,
The-
there was. Like...
the actress.
I tell you
who
though,
played
I think
Maul-
Essentia would have kicked Maul's ass though.
Oh, 100%.
They weren't like
Essentia would
evil.
have taken her out.
Yeah. Maul,
Now I'm looking at that and I guess I totally forgot about the loom because the loom was scary as freaking hell.
Yeah,
Well, that's what I was trying to say.
I
Like,
forgot about that.
like, I'm like, that's what I was trying to say. Essentia was not as scary to me
She
as
really was
the loom.
not. No, she
Because
wasn't.
Essentia could be taken down. The loom were traveling through space and time.
That's a good
And
point.
going through and just materializing in your walls and eating parts of you and effing it up everything where they went. The loom were scary to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The loom, yeah.
It's too Pip Kim though. Sorry guys.
That is the official
answer.
You said that for real though.
And it's end.
Okay
Oh my God! Look at this.
New episode. Oh God! Oh God, y'all!
Too soon.
Y'all.
Every single one of these series is canceled.
I know, right? Yeah.
I can't. I'm gonna step away from this one.
Yeah, this is tough, y'all. This
Yeah, a
is
couple
tough.
of them are not. The Red Directive. What one? Which one was that again?
That
That
was
was the one when they got into that little white room with the
It
Red
was the
Directive.
first episode of season 5 of Discovery.
Thanks, Tamia.
I'm just saying, like, put it in different
Right
words, you know?
I
Like,
need
the very
more.
first
I
episode.
need more.
You need more. Okay.
Reading is what?
I'm saying sometimes.
I mean, I'm usually good with titles, but I need more in this case. I really do.
I think the new Next
Okay,
Generation
so
is a strong
remember
contender just because of Boimler's beard.
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. What?
Right.
Boimler's beard is the reason why New Next Generation is a strong contender for me.
I love that one. I
So
love that
good.
episode so hard.
So good.
Yeah. I will say it was one, like the way it ended, I was like, this feels good. You know what I mean? Like we all knew that it was going out.
Yeah.
But it felt good, right? Like I felt like I was like watching a solid Star Trek ending. I'm like, look, you can bring it back anytime. I appreciate it. But it was, they wrapped everything up in a way that I appreciated.
Well, to me, I was like, got it. So it's no longer called Lower Decks because they're the bridge crew,
right?
And we're gonna bring it back as a different
bridge crew. Yes,
It was great.
They're gonna call it Higher Decks, and they're all just gonna be high.
Yeah, that whole like engaged decor and everything.
Right? See, I'm in. I love it. Okay, we can't pick. It's too soon. It's
no,
too
can't
soon.
pick.
Most interesting new character. Okay. All right.
I feel like alternate universe Garrick and Bashir should be
yes, I was just gonna say they should be together. Correct.
Because they are. Yes, they should be because they are.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna say that. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm voting for none of these. Like I know. This is what I get for not voting.
Yeah.
I.
Paul.
You know what I will say about alternate universe Garrick is because it was just kind of Garrick and Bashir were like. It turns out Garrick was just kind of fighting to be a Cardassian. We do have it established that that's how Cardassians flirt. They argue in Deep Space Nine, which is suspicious that Garrick does that all the time with Bashir. Anyway, but I genuinely thought it was going to be revealed that alternate universe Garrick was not actually a doctor and he had lied to spend more time with alternate universe Bashir.
That's the new show.
Right. Yes.
Like
We have
that's what I
spin-offs we can make.
thought. So I was like, oh, he's gonna be really interesting. And then because that wasn't revealed, it was just like, no, I just like fighting. I was like, oh, okay. Like it was funny, but it was like, as far as most interesting new character, I don't think
I'm gonna give my vote to Locke because
Locke was interesting.
Oh yeah, okay.
He had well, first of all, Elias Tufexis just
so
really
good.
played. He was so good underneath all those all that makeup
you'd love to see that. Yeah.
Hi, Elias. You know you're watching.
Elias.
Hey.
Genuinely love him. Such a good actor.
And he just made him so interesting. Like he could have been just a like total vanilla little milquetoast little whip,
Totally.
Yeah,
but
but
not
he
with
wasn't,
that whiskey voice, baby.
But right? And he just like, because he was so puppy like sometimes in his love, and then he was alternately very fierce, and like there was just a lot more going on with him. I just wish we could have had him for a little bit longer and had him grow up.
Yeah.
It was cool to see emo Prince Harry and Meghan Markle. Like I was into it.
Oh God! Oh God!
Wow.
Anna, did you have some caffeine today or something?
Wow!
I did. I just finished.
Oh my God!
Oh man!
And she had a nap.
I had a nap and then I chugged caffeine.
Amazing. Well, we don't have to guess what the people think for this one, because I also have a surprise. I also have a winner to announce, and it's this one. So I was watching the chat, and many people did get it correct. So the most interesting new character of 2024 is alternate universe T'Pol.
Oh,
yeah, all right.
Okay. I ain't mad about it.
I mean, for me, like it was just Jolene, right? I was like, oh,
right.
God. I was like, because that was such a like long time, and like I had no idea, right? Like so I get it,
yeah.
But that's our winner.
Well, I had to that's cool. I had to like look again and make sure, like, is this really her? Like I was listening hard and whatnot.
I know. I was like, and then I got, for a second, I was mad. I was like, who the F did they get to play this woman? That is rude. Like, why would you bring this person?
I knew better. Mike McMahon would never do that.
I know.
No.
On the screeners too, like on the screener, it just said Jolene. It didn't say like
Did you see?
Well, it was her.
Yeah.
Right.
It was Dolly Parton's character, Jolene.
There will be 47 winners announced on the.
I saw that.
One each minute.
We just gotta hurry up. Guess what? That 2 hours is ticking away.
It's ticking away.
Sure is.
Next year it's going to be the Adderall Awards. If we have to do
we act like we don't. We act like we haven't done this 3 years in a row.
Right? Do you think 2 hours? Oh my God! They're like, yes, idiots. We know who you are. 2 hours.
They knew way better than we did, apparently. So like, you're going to go over, idiot. What's?
We might as well give you
sorry, VTC. We love y'all. So true. Okay, cool. Let me see if anything got cut off here. Wait, where are we? Here. Oh, there is. So the extra one here is Rutherford pulls off his implant.
Oh,
is the most
okay.
shocking.
Yeah.
That one wins for me. Because I know a lot of folks who really hold on to Rutherford as disability representation.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and and it's and just like with Jordy, like it's important that it's just okay for him to have his prosthesis. He's not like there's the moment where he's in the observation lounge with Yar, and he's like, I want to see like a normal person, and that's like a separate moment for him, because we know he's like, no, actually, like, this is like, I am great with the way I am, and the way I am is fine.
Right.
And there's a parallel conversation that the disability community has around like accessibility aids, like wheelchairs and crutches and that sort of stuff. Like those things are inherently, a lot of people think those are inherently bad, not actually the case. And so I was kind of bummed when that happened for that reason.
Yeah.
That's fair.
But it was certainly shocking.
Yeah, it was certainly shocking. Certainly was shocking. Yeah.
I'm sure some wires shorted when he. Yeah. So
I wasn't gonna go there.
Oh, I got you.
Oh, gotcha. Kovic again. Adrian. Wesley Crusher appears. I mean, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
That was shocking. That was a surprise for me.
I wasn't expecting that, and I was very excited about it.
That's what I'm saying. So I was excited about it, but the shocking was that Essentia used Wesley to power her mega weapon.
Yeah, that
shocked the hell out of me. I was like, I thought this was supposed to be a kid show.
Girl, what?
No, literally the whole time I was watching that, I was like, oh yeah, I remember watching Avatar The Last Airbender as a kid and going, right, kid shows are brutal sometimes.
Yeah, they're brutal, man.
Yeah, no, that's true.
No joke.
That's right, Robert. That was shocking.
And for real, like honestly, like that #1 up there, but that was like a captain getting a happy ending. That also
was shocking. You're right, because most captains don't.
Yeah,
I think she's the only one, isn't she?
Michael Burnham got a happy
ending.
And get your minds out of the gutter, not that type.
There's debate.
They don't even get that.
Depending on who you ask,
most captains don't get laid in the end, do they?
No,
all during the show, but
during the show, but they don't get their,
No, that's true.
They don't get any sympathy lays like at the end of the show.
No, they don't. Nope. It's off camera. You don't see it, but they do.
It's not even implied.
Yeah,
that's their business. Look,
get out of these people's bedrooms. Okay. Or hall closets or kitchens or whatever.
Their ready rooms. Get out of their ready rooms.
They're paragons of virtue.
They are all exactly that. Okay, nothing else got up here. So funniest moment. Oh my god.
Oh my god. Engage
the core.
But Tiana,
I'm a
you know how hard it is to get these on a fur.
Never Dr. Tiana.
It's got to be Boimler's beard for me because it's the whole season.
It's the whole season.
Like to do a visual gag.
Oh my god.
That was funny.
Oh my god.
I did. I screamed at Engage the Core. Like legitimately screamed.
Yes.
Scared my dog.
I did.
And I just want to put a shout out to Dr. Tiana. They just do. I mean, I think she gets kind of lost in how funny funny that character is.
Yes.
I mean,
every line.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Guys, I heard Sabrina trying to creep in there for a second, but I think that there was a delay. What'd you say, Sabrina?
She's reading.
She's frozen.
No, I just Dr. Tiana is the one for me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I also shout out to both Prodigy and Discovery for actually getting moments listed in here when they're competing against Lower Decks.
Right.
Yeah. That's very fair. That is very fair because
running through
funny. I thought that was great.
I just thought that was fun.
Yeah, I didn't think it was funny, but okay.
Oh,
but I love that a certain time traveler sweater.
Same.
I was dying when I saw the sweater, dying on the floor. On the floor. I was like, look at him in his Cosby sweater.
Oh my god. He's so good.
Honorable mention on this one for me is Mariner and Jennifer's relationship ending.
Yes.
Just very, very particular kind of queer culture. That whole thing. It's it's so good.
Also so Andorian. So Andorian to be like, I'm gonna bring the conflict.
Yes.
Hashtag not all Andorians.
They did.
Amen. Amen. So much fun. So much fun. Okay. All right. Next. Oh, exciting moment. All right. Let me shut up this cut off. Exciting moment. Okay. No, nothing.
Burn him on top of the
spaceship. That was really cool.
So good.
I think that's the winner for me.
Cool.
That's
Exciting. Yeah, that one.
Exciting.
That's my
yeah.
vote.
Though again,
start off the season, right?
But then
Yes.
again, but then again, to Paul showing up, we all were talking about being like, wait, no, that can't possibly be her.
I know, right?
Like,
That was like real life excitement versus like show excitement. But yeah.
Not exciting.
But exciting. I'm thinking surfing on top of a starship and exciting.
Yeah.
That kind of that's it.
That's the hands down winner for me.
Yeah.
Also, to me, it harkened back to the very first episode when she did like her little like spacewalk, and we saw how much she still reserved her emotions. But then when she was actually flying out there, she was like joy.
Yep.
Thank you. I was thinking the same thing.
I was like, look at my little girl, that adrenaline junkie.
That's it.
Also, I did love I think an honorable mention for this one would have been the speed pod chase.
Yes.
Trying to running after Marlon Locke on that planet.
That was crazy.
That entire part of that episode was like excitement, boom, 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 to the where the ships are like bam. Oh,
bam. Two big starships,
right?
Are like in the sand. I'm like, who does that?
We've got some good visuals lately.
That was
nice.
Troy does that. Very exciting. I love that.
Yeah, Troy. Yeah, she's the original. She's the OG. Bury that thing in the sand.
Yeah, but not on purpose.
Not on purpose.
She was ordered.
They can't even use it now.
He was like,
rebuild it.
And then Paramount said after those visual effects, they said, "We don't got no money."
Yeah.
They're like, we're out of money now.
That's good.
Surfing.
All right, exciting. Yeah. All right. Cool. What else? Bonus. Best final episode. Oh man. This is painful. Oh my god.
All 4 of those shows are
too
gone.
soon. Too soon?
Too
soon.
Oh
all of them. All of them too soon.
Yeah, I can't. I'm not doing this. I'm gonna back out of this one.
No answer.
Yeah, I think it's Lower Decks for me.
Yeah. Oh god. I think Lower Decks is the most painful to me because to me it's insane that is over.
Yes.
So
Let's talk about why it sucks that they're ending and stuff.
I have like both Discovery and Lower Decks. Like those two are like this.
They're
for me.
so good.
They're those 2 episodes. Like they're the same.
Prodigy ending also just enrages me.
Yeah, Prodigy makes me upset too.
Well, Prodigy makes me upset, but they got another chance. They got picked up by another network. Like, okay,
correct. Yes.
Right.
Dear Netflix, keep going. Just keep.
Well, we don't. I know Netflix is not doing it. It's over.
Yeah.
Oh,
it is over.
It's over. Yeah, they dropped it. They dropped it. So all of these, but one thing I can't vote on this right now. I think this is all way too soon.
Yeah.
But I want to say that I mean, because if you think about the ending episodes of Star Trek before 2017.
Yep.
They sucked.
Yeah, they
did.
I mean, TNG and DS9, probably the only ones out of the 5 or 4. But all of these were good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, and here's the thing
so
for but for TNG, and I don't remember if the fans knew that another movie was coming.
Yeah, we all knew.
Right.
We all know.
It was like
so,
this is nice, but we know there's more.
But
so
that's
it
what I was
wasn't
going to
so
say. It never felt like that was the end because we all
Right.
knew that the movie was coming.
Correct.
Right?
Oh.
DS9, that's why I always say DS9 has the best finale.
I agree.
Well, first of all, I cried through that
Oh
one.
God, yes.
Every
I
moment
cried
of
the
that.
other day watching.
Right, every
See,
time.
I still do.
Every time I
Dozens
watch
of
it.
times later, I still do.
Oh, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah.
I mean,
Of
I
course.
can't think of any other Trek that I cry in, but
Yeah,
DS9. So
Kira
no.
just looking out over everybody. At the, I
Yes.
was like, and with the baseball.
yeah. But all of these were very good. I mean,
They were.
these
Yeah.
are the way you end a Star Trek series.
Totally.
You
I
know,
think
so
I want to give it to Discovery because they had to do reshoots.
yeah.
And that was they
They
did
did.
a very impressive job of
Mhm.
bringing it into feeling
Added it in. Mhm.
like
They ended
especially
it,
with the
yeah.
wedding and everything.
Yeah.
Like I think I'm gonna give it to Discovery because that's so difficult to pull off production wise.
Right.
And they didn't have to.
But they,
You know, like
They
they
did
could
not.
have just
They
left
come
it
back.
as
They could
yeah.
have,
They could have just because the season was just going to end and it would have just been whatever was at the end of it. So yeah, they could have not. So I do appreciate that they actually did the thing.
And we don't. I mean, the last episode of Picard. I mean, that was a hard ride. That whole series, but
yes.
they definitely did a good job
did.
with the ending. So
They did.
And I'm gonna say it's probably the only one I did like.
No.
It's what I did like. So.
And here's the thing, Yvette, if we're going based off of like crying, at least for me, I cried at every single one of these for very different reasons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like they each hit in a different way for a different reason.
They definitely all and I say DS9 is the only one pre 2017. I've definitely cried in many of these or felt very emotional in many of these series.
Yes.
So
True.
It's just a different Trek that I enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy the old ones because they're my favorites, but I mean because we grew up. I don't know. These are just the way the storytelling is so good. Even with Picard, and you know how I feel about Picard.
Yes.
The storytelling is just so good. You know, and
I think. Ironically, I think the one that I cried the least at was Lower Decks because I think I teared up and then I actually kind of ended up having to like stomp around the room because I was just so angry that it was canceled. The whole time I watched the last season, my dad and I had a great time, and then which would be interrupted by me going, "I can't believe they canceled this."
I know, yes, right, yes, yeah. An episode would come, and it's like, this is what you cancel. This is what you cancel.
I was like,
I was the same way the whole last season. I'm like, okay, this you don't want more of. Okay.
With Discovery, I absolutely adored the last season, and I was pissed that it was canceled. But I was like, I ain't surprised they canceled this. It's one of those like too good. Of course they canceled the things.
Oh yeah, of course they're gonna cancel.
But with Lower Decks, I'm like, what part of this was not joy for you?
I know.
I think Kurtzman did what he said, and he's still doing it. He's making different Star Treks for different people, for different audiences, because all of these are different. All of them.
Yes.
Whereas,
that's definite.
I hate to say it, the Legacy Star Trek got a big formula. What's the word?
Formulaic.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
very.
You know. Whereas these are not. They are so very different, and I like that about all of them.
Yeah, they're all going to end in 5. That's the new thing now.
I think so too.
No, I know so. I mean, that's just the formula. They've said it. They've said it more than once, and it has not. It's not Kurtzman. He has nothing to do with that. It's it's Paramount. It's the, it's the streaming. It's just only a few. You're only going to have all
it's not just Paramount.
Yeah. Who's calling for another 2 hours of this panel now?
What now?
Oh, I forgot to tell you guys, I have a surprise. I'm just kidding.
I mean, thank you.
I have not had dinner.
Just kidding. It's not another 2 hours.
No.
I love y'all, but
I know. Yvette, I do want to comment. I know you were talking about like good storytelling. That's true. And I think one of the benefits between the legacy shows and the shows now is the fact that the people, a lot of them, not all of them, but a lot of people writing for the show, running the show, on the show, producing the show, working on the show, even acting in the show, were fans of one of the legacy series, right?
All of it. That is the only reason it's that way.
Right? So it's this huge love letter to Legacy
Trek. It's so, you know, it all comes around. Legacy Trek is what we have, and we all watched it. And we all revere it, and now we have these love letters to it. You know,
Well, and like even though he didn't end up staying in the production of like the Discovery, but Brian Fuller, who laid a lot of the groundwork.
Yes.
My
favorite guy.
And every time because I've gone to a lot of the events and I've seen him talk and most things, like every single event I think I've gone to where I've seen him talk, whether it was he was talking about Hannibal or American Gods or anything, he brought up Star Trek.
And
he was just like, I was lucky enough to start by sending in fan scripts to Deep Space Nine, and how he was just like, and I still think Deep Space Nine's the best Trek, and I'm just like, that's my boy, that's my guy. Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yep. And I will say to Fran's point, all the new Trek, there is something for everyone because it's a different fan love letter to a different version or something out of the legacy series, right? So that's why it's like when fans are like, no, new Trek is not Star Trek. That's not true. You're just not watching the one that's for you.
Right. It's not for you.
Right? You got to find the one that's for you.
I mean, well, you know, I've very seldomly said those words. I don't know that I've ever really said those words. That this is not Star Trek.
I don't think I've ever. Well.
No, we did say it.
I mean.
We gotta roll that back.
We gotta roll that. We have the tape here.
One time. But we also said, and we said it for what is the Section 31.
Well, one of us said it. I didn't.
Yes, I've said it. I think it was me. I think I was the one that said it, and then I also said it doesn't feel like Star Trek to me, but somebody else might see it as that. And then new people are going to come in and see it as that.
Well, you're getting to the point that I was going to make. Exactly. Like that's the beautiful thing about the newer Trek is that it does have such a broad appeal that we're getting people in the fandom from like a much larger spectrum of the world, right? You know,
and it's bringing, we get more.
right, and it's bringing more cool people to the fandom that you know, which we need because you know we want to be here.
Wait, we're not cool.
We're not, you know, forever. I don't want to be. What'd you say, Randy?
I said we're not cool.
But that's what happened with 2009, didn't it?
Yep.
That's what happened with the 2009 movie. I mean, it brought in this whole. I mean, the people that we're talking to right now, most of the people that are in the fandom that we know now came in through the 2009 movie. And they went back.
Section 32 will be better than Section 31.
Section 32 will be better. You know, I'm with you. Like we're gonna give these characters a chance. We're gonna give them another chance to get it right. Hopefully, you know.
Yeah.
There you go.
but you know,
funny.
Everybody's going in on that. But it's I said, you know, I have people in my family who don't like Trek. But they really enjoyed that movie.
Yeah,
you know, I know. You know, they really like it. There are people who love it, and they are not Star Trek fans.
Right.
So
it's
what that does is get them to go. So what's the Star Trek really about?
Right. Yeah.
So
and it's great that Michelle Yeoh can be that like bridge, like, oh, let me go watch Discovery, right? So
I'm just straight up like, oh, if you love Michelle Yeoh kicking ass, well,
let me show you some more of that.
Star Trek Discovery.
Have I got some ganglia for you?
Wow.
That one deserved a wrist nipple, Randy. That's right.
One enthusiastic
Two
wrist
steps
nipple.
up and a wrist nipple. Okay.
Oh my God, we still got more. Let's go.
We still got more. All right, so this
okay.
is overall the whole Star Trek universe. So everything.
Okay.
All
Kit and
bets are off.
caboodle.
All bets are off. Best
Okay.
redemption story.
Oh.
God.
Okay.
This is my hot
Everyone,
take.
okay.
Michael Burnham should not be on this list
No
because
way.
she was not wrong. She was
Never
not
wrong.
wrong. She did
was
not
right.
need to be
She was
redeemed.
never wrong.
Totally.
That's the problem.
Thank you.
Right.
And I will say about Ro Laren, what I love about hers is they were like, look, she's being redeemed. And then they were like, and she's leaving
Dead.
Starfleet again.
But here's the thing. She was also not wrong.
She was not
Correct.
wrong either.
She had her own
Correct.
personal reasons that might not be
Correct.
other people's reasons, but she was not wrong for
But
herself.
I would call it a redemption story because I think in my mind it was that she got redeemed in the eyes of like Picard and Riker, of like they saw her as someone who is combative. But though again, I guess she's not really a redemption story either, because she just was like, hey, can I wear my earring? And they were like, no.
Yep.
She wasn't redeemed. She grew up.
Yeah.
Just because
Yes.
she was wrong doesn't mean that she was wrong.
Yeah.
Well, they were her commanding officers.
But they were.
Yeah,
But
you take it
that
off, you write a
doesn't make
letter, you
wrong.
do
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You're right. She grew up. She learned that she could kind of like be like, hey, here's the situation here, and I'm going to explain it to you, and that they would be like, oh, we didn't have that information.
Right.
So you're right. Like she kind of learned the system more, but then she also very much was true to herself of like, but I'm not compromising myself when I know this is right.
Right. And
then
that's
she's part of Section 31.
But you don't have to be a dick is the thing.
I'm not sure that B'Elanna. I don't think B'Elanna belongs.
Yeah, I don't get that one.
Yeah.
I don't get that
I mean,
one.
she was a Maquis, but that doesn't.
That's it.
That means
Also,
she was just fighting on a different side. Like she was fighting for rights.
Oh,
you know?
I don't understand I don't understand why she's
I don't
on there.
see. I think it depends on the gaze that you're putting on here. Like what you think needs redemption. Like I would not see that somebody fighting for freedom and rights like needs. Well, the Maquis did do some jacked up stuff, but you know, I mean,
okay. I have another.
I think people might think that she left Starfleet Academy to go to the Maquis, which I don't think that's ever been said. She just left Starfleet Academy, you know, and then she ended up with the Maquis. I don't know where her redemption is. I mean, I don't know. The only one is the Diviner.
One that I will
Tom Paris.
Damar
was
he was straight up
fuck around
evil,
and
then
find
he
out.
learned to
That's
not
what
be
Damar
evil.
was.
Damar, did he really redeem himself?
I agree with you there.
I think I'm with you that
that's true.
FAFO Damar.
Well, I think he was redeemed on like one specific axis because I think like
he's a single issue voter.
When it was apparent, when it was obvious, when it was in his face.
He had to be smacked in the head 3 times for him to finally get it. Come on. I don't know about that one.
I think it's between Nog and Paris.
Killing I couldn't get past that. Him killing.
Right. But why is Nog on here? What did he?
Right, that's what I was just going to ask.
He was a
like,
kid,
he
just grew up. I don't get the redemption for that.
He just grew up.
I don't think I think it's growth, right?
I think what's happening on this list
because
is
he was like a little juvenile delinquent at first, so he just finally grew
the
up.
little stink bombs and the first.
Yeah.
Well,
so it's Paris, really, because he was an adult when he was doing his stupid stuff.
I think Tom Paris belongs on this list.
I agree.
Yeah.
I think people have gotten confused. I think what happened in the voting was that people were looking at their story arcs, people who had a large story arc versus people who had a redemption arc.
Right.
You know, I think there's two different ideas operating on this list. So if we're just going to go according to redemption, we only got a couple of choices.
We don't have a couple of action choices.
Also,
one, we have a choice. Yeah. Tom was in jail. His ass was in jail.
He was in jail on the ship. He was in jail when we met him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, and he also was legitimately a shithead.
He
and,
was.
like had
Right,
work,
right.
had
I
work
mean,
to
yeah.
do. Like,
Right.
I
He
also just
actually
have to
grew
say,
up on that ship, and
Yeah.
you know he became Tom
I also-
Paris.
I also have to say about Rolaren, when I was everything I said about Rolaren, I completely forgot that she was in Picard because I blocked that out of my mind.
Oh.
Because so when I was truly just talking about her
Ooh,
episodes.
right.
of
Where's
Next Gen.
where's Peanut Hamper?
No.
Oh yeah.
right?
Right.
Mathematically perfect.
Because
Right.
Peanut Hamper never actually redeemed
Have you seen
herself.
that bitch?
Yeah,
got
in the end,
herself?
she did. Yeah, in the end, she did.
What did she do?
She double cross them again in
But
that episode?
She didn't double cross them in the end episode. She ended up going to help her father and that research thing. Yeah.
Right.
So
yeah.
Redemption story.
Redemption story.
But no,
And why is Chakotay up here? Why is he up here?
Well, he was a Starfleet officer.
Yeah,
who
he was
left to join the Maquis.
I would
Okay.
to piggyback off of what Tamia was saying earlier. I think there might be an assumption that being in the Maquis automatically is a bad thing, and I think this is probably a group that does not share that opinion.
That might
They
be
were
the
freedom
hang-up.
fighters.
I have to say.
Okay, next. Most skilled pilot. Oh wow, here's one to throw for the dog.
I fly the ship.
Riker.
I mean, Detmer did fly them into the 32nd century.
Detmer flew her ass.
He did.
I want to put
and
Rutherford
landed.
on here.
Who?
Rutherford. He raced his own past self.
Oh, that's
and
true.
That was cool.
Yeah. How does that compare to flying into the 32nd century and landing?
That's true. Listen, Detmer is the best. I just think that Rutherford should be on there.
But she got there.
And she surfed. Didn't she surf a wormhole or something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a family show.
For sure.
Yeah, I think it's Detmer, and then if we go with style and flair points, I think it's Ortegas.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think some of those are different. Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
Why
like
is Riker
Sabrina-
up here?
Huh?
Why is Riker up here?
Because they said he was the best pilot.
And he
didn't fly
flew
the
the
ship.
shuttle in Chain of Command.
Yeah.
He had to use the
precision
joystick.
flying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm voting for those people that were in that seat every day. I'm voting for the in the seat every day.
Yeah, I want
people.
somebody that's
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
Yeah.
Um,
Show don't
so
tell.
Sabrina-
They just tell us
Sabrina-
Riker's good.
Yeah.
Sabrina, do you have any?
No, I'm gonna give one shout out to my boy Travis. Go ahead, Travis.
I knew that's what I was going to ask you about.
I mean,
Mayweather is my favorite character on Enterprise, I will say. But
Mayweather flew through some stuff.
Yeah.
And I mean, with that rickety old ship, also these people with better technology and stuff, it's that's
Sulu. Don't forget about Sulu now. Sulu does some stuff.
We got some Sulu fans.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there you go. That's right. That's right. That's how we got them whales.
See?
Gotta get them whales.
Oh, Sulu. Yeah. Oh, God.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Hey.
So
And
He
he-
did the slingshot 2 times. He did it both times.
And he
That's
still
right.
had
Yeah.
time to get drunk and start attacking people with
He
swords.
did the first
Right. And have a family.
Yeah.
The reason why I signaled out Riker was because these other people up here were actually pilots of the ships.
Yeah.
He
Right.
was
Right.
not.
He's not actually a pilot.
That's what I
Yeah.
said.
Well,
That's what I said.
He probably
I'm
was
voting
when.
for
Remember, he was a commander already. We're not looking at commanders. He's the only one up here who's was a commander at the time.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming because Jordy said if you thinking about the best pilot, it would be Riker. So
Yeah.
probably when he was
Oh.
a lieutenant, that because most of these people are lieutenants or ensigns.
Right,
So
right.
when he was probably a lieutenant, he probably was one of these people. We just
He
didn't
was on the
didn't
Pegasus.
We
see
didn't
that.
see it.
Right.
Yeah.
That
Mhm.
part. Yeah.
That's
Why
right. On
isn't
the Pegasus,
Deanna on
he
here?
was right.
What's with the
He flew him
Deanna?
into a rock. He flew him into a
Who was
rock.
the
What are you
ensign on
talking
the
about?
Pegasus?
Well, you know what? There's a good.
Yeah, where's Crash LaForge? Right.
Yo, how many more slides do we have to go? Because
Oh, we have a couple more.
Okay.
Let's move on.
Oh yeah, we gotta wrap it up.
Best series to intro for first-time viewers.
Oh,
Prodigy.
There's no way.
So, yeah, this is I have to know the person and know things about them before I can pick
Correct.
which series is best.
Correct.
That is the correct answer, and it's
for
the answer
me,
Right.
my thing tends to be, if the campiness doesn't bother you, start with original series, because that's how you learn because that like go in release order, because then that's how you know all the references that they reference later on.
Oh, sure.
And
well, I don't know though, 'cause it's not for everybody.
But it's not for everybody. So
right.
like,
but like
that's my thing.
even
Is if I
campy,
know the person, I can
right, you can
guess.
judge, yeah.
Because
That
there's
is the answer
also
for
like
this,
there's a lot of storytelling that happens in Star Trek that is not. You can enjoy it even if you don't know the references.
For sure.
You
Right.
get it,
Right.
you know. So yeah, like I'm with you. Like I like to start and like where
It's
did it
very
all begin?
Yeah.
You know, but I
Totally,
mean, you know.
But
like
most
you said.
people, once you give them like you said, depends on the person. But I usually say Lower Decks, because it's funny as hell, and you can, and a lot of the fun is funny. It's just funny, and then you're gonna be like, so why is this part funny for everybody else and not for me?
Oh, that's a good
So
point.
I need to go back and find out what the hell is going on, because that's what happened with my son-in-law. He loves Lower Decks, and he's like, now he's watching. Well, he's watching. I forgot what he's watching. I think TNG, and he's like, now I get it.
Now I
Really
get
nice.
it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the correct answer is know your friends and tell them which one. And I think that's going to be the correct answer for this one as well. Best movie to intro for first-time viewers. I think it's going to be the same situation. You got to know who you're talking to and what they like. So we're going to leave those answers for those, because these are going to come. So this one will give us a couple minutes to talk about, because bonus just for fun. So the winners of these categories will be announced live in the LLAPY Awards in a few minutes. The Golden Lobes. Oh, how much fun! So there we go. So fun announcement. So we have next Star Trek documentary you'd most like to see made, and this is the final category for us to talk about for a few minutes. So wow. I wanted to give us a few minutes.
I would say
to go
restarting
over
the franchise is interesting to me.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
A good one.
Right.
I can't speak to other people, but
actually, out of the choices that we have here, that would be the most interesting to me too.
Yep.
To me personally,
same.
Yeah.
I mean,
because I feel like they've got stuff that I feel like really covers the original series already.
Yeah.
And
totally.
Like
I think there's just enough out there.
Like unless you gave an angle that I haven't seen documented, like if you gave an angle of like the women in the original series, or or people of color, or like something like that was specific on that, I'd love to get more of a deep dive, especially behind the scenes on that. But yeah, I think restarting the franchise in 2017 is such a.
I would love to hear about how that went down.
Well, even like it started while Les Moonves was still in charge of CBS, and he has straight up stated that he doesn't like Star Trek, and then
he hated it.
And then he got kicked out because he was a bad person.
When he got fired, I didn't know what in the world to do.
Yeah, Ronan Farrow wrote a whole expose, and I remember thinking, "Are we going to get more Star Trek?"
That was exactly what I said.
He's the one that canceled. Then he canceled, and he canceled Enterprise. He did.
He did.
I think that was him, or the person before him.
Wow.
It was him.
It was him. Okay, I thought it was the person before him.
Rude.
I would like to give an honorable mention, because I think if I had to pick one, it would be restarting the franchise. But I think Star Trek Aliens, there's a lot of interesting stuff in there. Because if we want to talk about the full range of Star Trek at its best and Star Trek at its absolute worst, like we can talk about the ways that the aliens reflect certain parts of society, and how in some ways it is very good, and some ways it very, very reinforces the monolithic nature of races and cultures in a way that is like legitimately very, very bad. There's so much material there, I think.
Like
that's true.
We got Code of Honor. We got that episode in original series where they're like, it's just Native Americans.
that was Code of Honor.
Well, they did that too, but
that's not what she said.
No.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
In the original series, there's the episode where they're just like, and this planet is just Native American.
Oh, yeah, okay. Pardon me.
And Kirk is their god now?
Isn't that
something? So many issues right there.
Yeah. Animated, I'm not sure. Motion picture, Enterprise. I think so too. Yeah, that's a really fun and I feel like if you do that one, it's like, oh, let's keep that rolling and making more Star Trek, you know. That feels like a great segue to keep making more stuff. Good stuff. All right, well, that's all of our slides. So
thank you.
Thank you,
good
guys.
job, Randy.
So thank you guys for coming. So
Yay.
kids now are gonna go over grab your drink, grab your potty break, and head over to the VTC channel. We'll give you a couple of minutes. We normally go right into the last second, and I feel bad because people need to refill. So if you've been here with us the whole time, thanks. And go to the bathroom immediately because we want you to catch the actual LAPY Awards, which are coming up soon over on their channel. Any parting thoughts from all of you wonderful, lovely, fabulous people?
I love you all so very, very much. That's all I got.
Yeah, and thank you. I want to say thank you to VTC, the seventh rule, for always having us here. I mean, I still don't get it, but thank you.
We're like, 2 hours, don't worry. And we're like, wait, what?
Look out on the Lambda Quadrant socials we're trying to do some monthly streams. So
yes.
But we're not organized enough to say this is when they'll happen. So
right.
Follow our socials. It's a fun surprise.
Awesome. Well, we love y'all. Thank you, everyone out there, for coming to hang out. Thank you, VTC, again. I saw y'all over there. Thank you so much. Go watch the actual awards and see who all the other winners are. Go see.
That's right.
Thank you so much. Yay.